Well, Joney Faragher here in the studio from the Manx Labour Party, obviously on a great success from having the by-election in the Douglas ward, of course, only recently, and we'll come back to that. But the main reason we're talking today is you're looking to get encouragement to join the party, and obviously it's going to be a big election here next year. This is the time to do it, is it?
Yeah, that's right. So what we're hoping to do is a big engagement drive, really, and starting with younger people. Obviously over here you can vote from 16, so we are for the rest of this year, people aged between 16 and 21 can join the Manx Labour Party for free, and if they want to rejoin next year, it's at a reduced rate of £5.
What's going to make you stand out from everyone else? I mean, as a party, because there's not a lot of party political going on over here, and I know you think this is the way to go forward. So how do you sell it to people? So as a concept, to join the Labour Party.
Oh, I see. Well, people can sort of dip their toe in with this sort of drive, can't they? They can see whether it's for them and whether they think that it's something that they'd like to take forward. So that's part of the idea, really. But I think the main thing is that we know that younger voters tend to be more progressive. And of course, with all of the multiple crises that we're facing societally right now, it will impact those younger people the most. So that's why we're starting with our youth engagement drive.
And we do see actually quite a lot of youngsters now do have more political, they want to be more politicised. Is that you find that as well?
Yeah, so I think globally there's been an upsurge of political action that isn't voting at the polls, which is a little bit of a concern really for democracies and for democratic systems in general. So you've seen upsurges in peaceful mass protest or in riots, and especially in Europe. Obviously the climate movement was an example of that. You've seen people engaging in political action which isn't at the polls, which is basically showing that they are disengaged from actual political institutions. In tandem with that, you have seen a fall of engagement at the polling stations.
Oh, right. Because over here, as you say, 16, and I don't know about you, but I never see a lot turning out when I've been to the elections. Is that what you're trying to get more encouragement?
Yes.
Then? So
obviously we haven't got a well-functioning democracy if we have the turnouts that we have. Obviously, if you look recently, the Douglas South by-election, 38%, Derby Ward local authority election, which was earlier this week, 19.6%, and overall our general elections...
19%? I didn't realise it's that low.
And that's actually fairly high, on the high side for that ward.
Well, let's go on tangent on talk about that, because you got successes there too, wasn't it? Both of them.
That's right. So there were 4 seats. There were 2 seats available, and there were four candidates. All really good candidates. We put 2 Manx Labour Party candidates forward, and they both won a seat. They were both elected to Derby Ward Douglas Council. So that was a fantastic result for us, and a real endorsement of our policies, which were well received on the doorstep, actually.
Interesting ward, of course, that one's disappearing, isn't it? And there's a lot of controversy about if they even should hold an election, but obviously I'm sure you firmly believe they should fill the spaces. Yeah,
well, it's democracy, isn't it? There were 2 vacant spaces, and for me it wouldn't have been acceptable for them to say we don't feel like they need to be filled, because the people in that ward actually didn't have full representation. So if that was what they were obliged to do, that's what they should have done.
Well, we're all thinking about 2021 and the House of Keys elections. I'm going to ask you, are you going to put yourself up yet? Is it too early to say?
It is too soon to say right now.
You'd like it, maybe?
But we're working on a policy document at the moment. We're working on our manifesto, and so that's really exciting. It's really coming together, and obviously some of that was what fed into Devon and Samuel's campaign for Derby Ward. So we feel like those policies will be well received.
And because there's no representation since Mr. Cretney retired, is it, in the House of Keys, as far as I can think of. Tim Wall, because he was obviously MLC. But.
That's right, and it's very sad because the Manx Labour Party has been continuously represented since its formation in 1918, actually. It's been continuously represented in our Tynwald until David stepped down in February. So we'll be looking to rectify that come next year.
I'm sure you get asked this a lot of times, I've asked you before, but Labour UK and Labour here, how much of the difference is there?
There's no affiliation.
No affiliation.
But we do share the same ethos of equality and fairness.
And for what people sign up for, is that something we all get together and you decide as the Labour Party what your manifesto will look like, or
Yes.
do people join you and that's it, you must stick to these things?
Well, at the moment, the members we're all writing the manifesto together.
Right.
Everybody has input and equal input. But obviously, if people join in future and they did, the principles in the manifesto are based upon the principles of the Labour Party in general. So it would be unlikely that somebody would join if they didn't agree with the policies.
Okay. And are you expecting to contest every seat come 2021?
We would really, really like to do that. It would be great to have 12 good, credible candidates for 2021. We'll see what happens, but that would be our ideal outcome.
And I guess they get the machine that works for them as you provide them with the help that's needed?
Yeah, that's right. So obviously, for me, it's a lot more accessible for the ordinary person to join a party and potentially become a candidate for election, because they can find out about the workings of Tynwald via the party. They can, build up their credibility and their expertise and their knowledge, and they can, have the benefit of other people's expertise who are also in the party. So to me, it seems a more accessible way for generally people.
Okay. And to go back to where we started, the youngsters, you're definitely looking at the minute to get people interested in politics, and they can become free members, you said, for a while at certain ages.
That's right, yeah. So yeah, just to repeat that. So what we're launching as of this week is that anybody aged between 16 and 21 can join the party for free for the rest of this year.
And where do they go to find more information out?
So they can go to our website, which is manxlabourparty.com. All of the information is on there, or our Facebook page is Manx Labour Party, so all of our contact details are on there as well.